Hey, this is Shane, and you're listening to Advanced DQP, second edition, on the Drafty Quarters Podcast Network. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at DraftyQ, YouTube, Drafty Quarters Podcast Network, Facebook, Drafty Quarters Productions, Patreon, Drafty Quarters Productions. We have new tiers, $1 for general support and $5 for new exclusive monthly content. If you have any questions, concerns, or comments, you can hit us up on our email at draftyq@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.
Welcome back to Advanced DQP, second edition. I am your host this week, Shane, and, our co-host Nathan is on assignment, so also with us this evening is Doug.
I recently took a poll and found out that 100% of the people in that tent were very angry.
Wow. God damn it. We also have Barry.
What's up?
And just like every night, we have PPR.
How we doing?
We're doing all right, and he's got headlines.
Headlines!
Oh,
Whoa.
I thought Nathan was...
Yeah,
on.
what? Is
All
he
right.
already on the satellite link? Nathan, are you there? No?
Nathan? Nope. Maybe he'll get all the way through eventually.
Yeah, we'll get it.
All right, today we start with some of the greatest news I think we've had the pleasure of reporting to you since we've started doing podcasts.
You're quitting?
Whoa.
Wow.
Shit.
Season 20, premiering next year, will be the last season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yay. Season 20. That's depressing and good at the same time, I guess. Well, that depends. Do we get like 6 fucking other shows about each individual Kardashian out of the ashes of the original Kardashian?
Fuck you, Shane.
They are a Hydra.
Sorry, I didn't mean to dash
You've
your hopes.
officially ruined my day.
Cardash your hopes.
Aww. All right, and here's one I thought Doug would enjoy. Bloomberg reported that Elon Musk lost a record $16.3 billion, the largest single-day wipeout in the history of Bloomberg's billionaires.
Why would I be happy about that?
I just, you just have like a certain detestment. That's not a word.
There's an Old Testament and a New Testament.
Well, this feels like an Old Testament.
I don't detest him. He's just not the paragon of virtue that you think he is.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably not.
We still have yet to see if he's good Tony, bad Tony, or Lex. So
I feel like all Tony is bad Tony.
no,
Oof, that hurts.
sometimes.
Well, Tom Cruise.
Oh God.
There it is.
Next.
All right, Ozzy Osbourne is back in the spotlight. A new documentary special premiered last week on A&E called Biography: The 9 Lives of Ozzy Osbourne. At some point in the special, Ozzy recounts back in 1989 when he attempted to choke the life out of Sharon Osbourne, his still current wife. Apparently, one night when Ozzy was tit deep into some drugs...
Tit deep? How deep?
Tit deep.
Is that like a quote, or is that just a thing you're trying to start?
No, he...
That's how he says it.
Yeah, well, I mean, he says tit deep. Did you ever watch the fucking Osbourne family show or whatever?
I don't watch reality TV.
Yeah, I mean, I watched that one a little bit, but yeah, he just says tit all the time, so it's supposed to be funny. I guess it's not. Oops. Cool. So apparently one night when Ozzy was tit deep into some drugs, he walked into the room Sharon was in and said to her, "We've come to a decision that you've got to die," and then proceeded to try to choke the life out of her.
Who was the other person? Or was it like the royal we?
Yeah, it was in his head.
Yeah.
I like that.
British people be crazy.
It was him and his driver. That's a joke for later.
All right, next up, the Muscular Dystrophy Association announced today the relaunch of their legendary Jerry Lewis MDA Telethon. Kevin Hart will be joining as the host. The MDA Kevin Hart Kids Telethon will be a 2-hour special airing globally on Saturday, October 24th, 2020 at 8 p.m.
2 hours?
Thought it was a 24-hour thing.
Yeah.
I thought it was on Labor
I guess
Day.
it's just 2 hours.
Yeah.
I don't know when they switched from like the 24 to 2. But streaming partners are to be announced, so it will be streaming.
This is going to be Firefest again, isn't it?
Maybe.
Word up.
Oh my god.
Guys, I made a jaw rule joke on a podcast.
Oh god.
I may be the first person to ever do that.
Beautiful.
Oh, Uproxx and Collider are reporting that Sacha Baron Cohen has shot in secret and is now shopping around for a distribution deal for Borat 2.
How? How does anyone in the entire world not know who Borat is?
I mean, he like seems to go to third world countries a lot, so I mean,
Like America.
actual third world countries.
Like the South.
Well, I mean, there are probably parts of the South that might resemble actual third world countries.
I'm done bashing the South. Mason-Dixon line.
Last up, The Simpsons did it again. Well, sort of.
No.
Instead of it happening in Springfield, whatever state isn't yours,
Oregon.
it was in Las Vegas, Nevada. The Las Vegas Journal-Review had this quote: "As a result, it is in the Las Vegas Monorail Company's best interest to file for bankruptcy and effectuate a sale of the system assets to a party who intends to keep the system in operation and help ensure that the mobility benefits the monorail provides continue during events and throughout the year."
Huh. I never used the monorail when I was there, but I've only been there once, and it was only for like 3 nights and 4 days.
So, a lot of critics and people say that Monorail is the best Simpsons episode.
Mhm.
I disagree. I'm curious as to what everybody thinks their best Simpsons episode is.
Oh,
You can't ask me because I haven't watched that much.
Yeah, I didn't really watch The Simpsons.
It was one of those shows where my mom was like, "You can't watch that. It's bad." And then like I would go and watch like Commando with my dad.
Makes sense.
We would like go over to somebody's house and they would have like rated R movies on or whatever, and we'd watch them.
Commando's the one with young Alyssa Milano, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
that is a good one. I mean, it would not score highly on DQP Does just because of the gunplay stuff, but everything else would be amazing. I'd just be like, yeah, it's an 8, 2 points deducted because they can't count.
Do you think True Lies is just like a spiritual successor to Commando?
It's like when he stopped just like being a commando and became a CIA or whatever.
Yeah, he like retired from Commando life.
Yeah. And then when he retires from that, he becomes the guy from
Terminator.
Eraser.
Oh.
And then they copy him to become the TA-100.
I really like the monorail episode. I don't know that it's like my all-time favorite. 2 episodes of note that I remember off the top of my head whenever asked that question is the Forbidden Donut episode, which I really like, and then
That was a Treehouse of Horror, wasn't it?
Maybe. See, those are my favorite episodes. Like I'll
Yeah.
go through every now and then and watch the Treehouse of Horror episodes.
Yeah.
I really like
does a
those.
good job. Probably here in a couple weeks they'll do like a every day we're gonna play Treehouse of Horror at 8:00 for
Yeah.
October.
From what I remember of the episodes that I did watch, I liked the stuff with Sideshow Bob, and I liked the Treehouse of Horror stuff.
My favorite is Scorpio, where Homer goes to work for a Bond villain.
Oh, that one's good.
Yeah.
I also like the episode where he goes and visits his brother and like builds that ridiculous car
Yeah.
and bankrupts his brother. That episode makes me laugh.
It's got rack and peanut steering.
Oh my god. Wow.
All right, and that's it for headlines.
Yeah, talking about weird steering. We're going to get into the main story, which is the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know Russell and I have been playing this a lot. Nathan has too, but I mean, he's still not coming through on the... Yeah, can you hear us, Nathan? Can you hear us? No? Okay.
I don't think so.
All right.
Do you want to know why the headlines were so short this week?
Why?
Because I was playing too much Tony Hawk.
Oh, yeah. So let's get into the why these were remade first. Tony Hawk's was released in the UK, Australia, and New Zealand, and parts of Europe as Tony Hawk's Skateboarding instead of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. By Neversoft, developed by Neversoft and published by Activision in September of 1999 on PlayStation, was later ported to Nintendo 64, Game Boy Color, Dreamcast, and N-Gage. Did anybody remember N-Gage?
No.
Do you know anyone that had an N-Gage?
Nope.
No, what is that?
It was almost like a cell phone portable. I think it was made by Nokia, but I'm not 100% on that.
I do remember that now.
Yeah.
It was like a tiny Game Gear.
Yeah. It looked fucking terrible, and like all the games were shit on it.
Like the Tiger handheld games.
Yeah. But it was like a system that took cartridges. Or I don't remember if
they
took
were like
cartridges
SD
or not.
cards.
Were they SD cards? The game was met with critical acclaim on nearly every version except the Game Boy Color and N-Gage versions. Probably because you couldn't play this game on those. It was marked by the nearly perfect learning curve, the amazing soundtrack, excellent physics for the time, and deep and engaging gameplay. Again, for the time, there were rewards for what you did, but it was mostly just unlocking people. And did you get boards in the first one? I don't remember if there was customization.
Yeah. I don't know if you could customize the board itself.
Well, no, I mean like
but
the people.
Yeah, there were different boards that you unlocked.
Yeah. But they were just complete boards.
Yeah, they were already complete, and then you could change the wheels and stuff like that.
Yeah. A year later, almost to the day, in September of 2000, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 was released, and it also received similar critical acclaim. The remake was made 20 years after Tony Hawk 2 came out, and it is also receiving high marks. Similarly, for all the same things, it feels and plays like the original games, but better. Something that other games started to do as it became a popular genre in and of itself, the pro skating video game. They started to introduce more realism and larger courses. Skate eventually went open world, which was not a Tony Hawk game. It was a different game in the same genre. And it kind of lost the charm eventually. In fact, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5, which came out in 2015, was one of the lowest aggregate scored games in the modern generation of consoles.
I don't think I even played that one.
Yeah, and the one before that, Ride, that came with the plastic skateboard controller. They were trying to take advantage of the Wii stuff with the motion controls and shit, but it was like a little skateboard that you stood on. Yeah. A lot of those broke, and it was not a very popular game.
Yeah, you can't actually grind with those.
No, they don't work. Some of the things that they changed about these two games that they put together, they added some mechanics from Tony Hawk 2 to the whole game, because it's not technically separate games. They make them as tours, so you can bounce your character back and forth. And they added another mechanic, flatland reverts from Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. Characters, like I said, they carry over and bounce back and forth between the games as they are divided merely as tours. And these two factors also changed some of the goals in the individual levels. So some of the point totals you had to reach to gain unlocks were increased because higher scores were more easily attained, so they increased the goals relatively.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we were like, man, I don't understand. I used to be able to get the sick and pro scores and stuff so much easier. It's because they were lower.
Oh, okay.
And they put stat points in all of the whole game.
Yeah.
So you have to go back and forth in your progress to be able to do the other things, unless you're amazing at...
They did that on purpose?
Yeah, they did it on purpose. Unless you're amazing at doing like manuals and reverts and just can like have one trick for 2 minutes without increasing your stats because you're a god at Tony Hawk. The soundtrack was one of the things that people remember vividly about this game. It introduced a lot of people to like punk and ska and stuff like that. And they've increased the soundtrack with more modern music and some things that just weren't in it before that were from the same time. So there's more punk and ska and stuff, but they also added some like rap and stuff. There's Hobson and Tech Nine track.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan of rap, but like some of it's decent and I've left it in there. Speaking of which, they added the ability to edit your track list. So you can just play the original tracks or you can play only the new stuff or whatever you like. And you can skip songs during matches, which you couldn't do that before. They added new skaters, upping the representation factor from the originals. There were pretty much just white males in the first game. There might have been like one chick. I don't think there was. I think that might have been the first girl was in
I think I was
two.
in 2. Yeah.
But there are several female skaters. There's actually a non-binary skater, which is a first for the series, as well as a decent creative skater option to just be look however you want. Be a demon-eyed chick with a beard or something and green hair or whatever. It's pretty cool. I've had a lot of fun playing it. I know I was over here, what was that, Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Russell and I were just going back and forth like we were, I would have been in 7th grade. You would be in like 6th?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Like we were in fucking middle school again, playing Tony Hawk. It was awesome. But yeah, what do you guys think? I know, Doug, did you ever play the originals?
No, I'm not a skateboarder person.
I'm not a skateboarder person either, but I played the shit out of Tony Hawk's.
I'm not familiar with the culture.
I guess I wear skate shoes sometimes.
I didn't know there were specific shoes for skating.
It's a video game, Doug.
You have to wear specific shoes to play a skating video game?
No, you don't.
It helps.
You could think it helps all you want, but I don't think it actually does.
If you think it helps, then it helps.
Maybe if you were playing Ride, it might actually help. Yeah. I remember I went into Zoomies once and they had that. You remember when they had the like couch and the little console TV?
Yeah.
They had Ride and like it was broken.
Man, places used to be cool.
Yeah.
Nope.
No?
I played this a little bit.
Did you play it a little bit?
Not as much as you guys, I don't think. I played the first level and unlocked everything, and then Power Man came on, and I was like, yeah, I'm satisfied.
Like Power Man 5000?
Yeah.
Which track was it?
Worlds Collide.
Yeah.
But that was like...
it's a good song, but
like
that album is... like that's probably one of my favorite concept albums. I'm not getting us off track, but I don't fucking care. Like, that's Power Man 5000. Like that album, for as much credit as Coheed and Cambria get for their concept albums, and as highly lauded as Rush is, like I still think that is the best concept album of all time. Okay, go back to talking about the skateboarder games.
Whoa.
I've
What?
never listened to
Yeah.
anything else other than that one song. I think of skateboarding, I think of that song. If I hear that song, I think of skateboarding.
See, I think of like Streetlight and Catch-22 and stuff like that. But I was like a ska kid back then. I actually did skate when I was younger. I just never played the game. But like,
Okay.
I
Fuck
was
you,
playing a
Doug.
character.
Now we're the posers.
Yep.
But I mean, I was like a big ska kid, so
Yeah.
I'm also older than you guys. So
Yeah, there's some like real big fish in there and stuff.
That's how I feel about it.
I mean, that's the
Doug's
popular.
facial
yeah, you're a
that's
poser.
Yeah. I mean, I don't listen to ska, so
You should. It's like the best form of music. It is the
Ugh,
pinnacle of
gross.
the evolution of the musical form. It's
Ugh.
the like ultra instinct of music.
one of my exes used to try to get me into ska and like weird emo, like the Streetlight Manifesto.
That's not emo, but yeah, it's great.
That's not emo. What is
No,
that?
that's straight ska, bro.
Is that? What the fuck was the other one?
Neutral Milk Hotel.
No.
That was the big popular emo band around the time that ska was in its 8 months of popularity.
Yeah. No, this was well after the
Oh.
8 months. This was like 2005 or something.
Hawthorne
Probably
Heights.
Modest Mouse. Then they had an album that came out in 2005 that everybody was like, I like this stuff.
Well, I think she did listen to Modest Mouse, but it was like more fringe stuff than that. I don't remember. That's why I don't remember what it was. She listened to Glassjaw.
Was
Yeah.
Modest Mouse considered ska?
No, it's emo.
Oh, okay.
I said ska and emo, but
Okay.
like I don't remember any of the names of the bands.
Less Than Jake has a song called Fuck Doug. It's really good. Talk about your skateboarding game.
So I really wanted more with the character customization.
Yeah, I mean there are some parts where I'm kind of disappointed in the game. One being the like matchup or the matchmaking multiplayer, and the character customization. Like it hits all the nostalgia notes perfectly.
Yeah.
But the character customization is not deep enough. Like I want crazy like cheekbone faders and shit in every game.
Mhm.
You know, I want them to spend like 6 months on a fucking character customization thing for anything and everything. It's
Because-
really bad because most of the time you get that, you don't even look at your character. Like most games that you get that in,
Oh, it's like first person or
it's
some shit.
or
Yeah.
like you're always looking at their back. So it's
Yeah,
like,
that's
what the
why-
fuck?
I bought Destiny the day it came out. I had it pre-ordered. I was so excited. I spent 3 hours making my first character.
Yeah.
And they were like, here you go. And I was like, no, fuck you, game. Never played it
Yeah,
again.
they're wearing a helmet.
Never actually played Destiny.
But you bought it.
Bought it, super excited, looked so awesome. Spent literally 3 hours making this character. And they were like, fuck you, Doug. And I was like, I'm not going out like this. He's like, man, I'm all you got and I won't be missed. It makes no sense to me. But that's the way it's supposed to be. That's fucking Less Than Jake. Talk about your skateboarding game.
God damn it. What is happening?
How does the multiplayer work? How like
So like the multiplayer is sort of
like a versus thing?
yeah, it's I think it was 6 or 8 players. I think it was 8. 8 players, and then you basically do like trick attack, or like where you're whoever gets the highest combo by the end of the time limit, or whoever's the first to a certain score,
Yeah.
or something like that. And there's the only thing that separates you from the other people is what character you're playing, or if you've customized your character. You don't get any of your stats. It's all
Yeah.
everyone's all maxed out, so that
That's
it's
cool.
even.
Yeah.
Which is okay, but so it's like all about whether you can play the game or not,
Yeah.
which is kind of nice. But there's like no advancement,
Mm-hmm.
It's just a quick play thing. And there's also people that are fucking ridiculous playing it already. Like me and Billy played it
what was it, like 2 days after the fucking game came out, and we were like, oh, let's try the multiplayer. And we went through one thing and we got like second and third, but the guy that got first in the first part, it was the trick attack. He got like 3 times as many points as either of us did. And then the next one was the first guy to 75,000 points. And it was, if anybody knows the maps, it was in the school from the first game. I got off the ramp, I turned around and didn't even get to the downhill, and the game was over. And somebody had 200,000 points.
What the fuck?
From one combo.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was like 15 seconds, and the motherfucker had 200,000 points. And we're just like, what is happening? And we quit. We was like, no, I'm not. Because you're in a group of people like until it goes through the games, or it just like stays. You just stay in that group and keep playing the same games. I mean, it was kind of fun, but like it's not fun if somebody is like playing Street Fighter with a pro, unless they're trying to teach you, is not going to be fun. Yeah. You know, like you're just going to get your ass whooped and you're never going to be able to play the game. You're just going to get fucked. And that's how it was. Apparently the local multiplayer is really good. I mean, obviously that's, you know, you and your friend playing. Mm-hmm. And like they have horse, which you can change the letters to whatever you want. So that's funny. And like there's
penis is 5 letters.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can do whatever you want. But it has the old multiplayer options because obviously the original game only had local multiplayer. But it's a really fun game, but there are a couple of things like older games were shorter. And like I'm like 40% through one of the games and like 30% through the other one, playing it like two sessions, you know, like one of those sessions was pretty long, and I'm not like a pro gamer. So like it took some effort to get there, but like I'd basically be done with it other than just fucking around after like, you know, a couple of weeks of playing it. So that kind of sucks, but it is an intense nostalgia rush and a lot of fun. And like playing it with your friends, like actually in person, just like passing the controller around like it's 1999 again, that is a good fucking time.
Yeah, I really like it. I'm super happy with it. I'm fairly happy with the customization because my character has face tattoos. That made me happy.
Yeah, I guess I didn't talk about that. There's ways, there's a lot of unlocking, and there's also a park creation, which that could be fun.
Yeah.
I'm interested to try that. So as you do the goals and everything, you get experience and money, and it unlocks other stages, so you can continue to do the stuff in those to unlock shit. And there's also challenges, just like, you know, do this trick over this jump that's not part of the original goals. Mm-hmm. And the money lets you buy customization stuff, but it also lets you buy pieces for the park creation. And I'm assuming they're mostly cosmetic pieces. Some of them look like they're actually stuff you can like do tricks off of, but a lot of it looks like shit you break in the game, like lawn chairs and like phone booths and shit like that, stuff that you just like ride through, and it makes it look cool and fun. But there's definitely a lot of shit to unlock beyond just playing the game, so that like could keep you playing for a while. But
yeah, I feel like there's a lot of replay value here.
There is,
more
just
than there was
for
with
like
Destiny.
fun. What?
Said more than there was with Destiny.
I mean, I don't know.
I didn't even get any play value out of that one.
Well, this is the right kind of grinding, so
Yeah.
High five. I'm gonna give you this high five, bro.
yay, high five.
But yeah, all my information came from Times, like Times Magazine review of the game. They actually had some some quotes from Tony Hawk that were interesting. So we're gonna have that in the show notes. So go read that and make up your own mind. I think they gave it like an 87 or something, or maybe that was the PC Gamer review. I'm pretty sure 1 and 2 originally averaged on real systems. I'm not counting the two terrible systems that it shouldn't have been put on in the first place. It averaged between like a 9 and a 9.5 score.
For the record, you're saying that this game shouldn't have been ported to a handheld, not that the Game Boy Color was a shit system.
Yes,
Okay.
it shouldn't have been
Right.
because it wasn't like those two systems weren't designed to play something like this. Like you had to have the like dual joysticks, or like on 64 you had a joystick and a D-pad. I mean, now everything has 2 joysticks and a D-pad, so like you have plenty of options for your movement stuff, because like you have to be able to spin and do the directional move to do whatever trick you're trying to do, and like you can use the other one to look around and shit. So it's kind of important to have that degree of control in the game. And like the Game Boy Color and I don't even think the N-Gage played any games well. So it was a shit system. It failed miserably.
Yeah, I'm not going to defend that one, but the
But Game Boy,
Color,
like most iterations of the Game Boy, were worthwhile.
most,
Virtual Boy?
that was something that connected to a Game Boy. That wasn't its own system, was
Yeah,
it?
it was.
It was its own system?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
its own system.
Then yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Virtual Boy was Nintendo.
It says boy.
Yeah, one of the I played it for a couple hours a couple times and had like splitting migraines afterwards at a Target when my mom worked at a mall.
I just thought
And
it was a knockoff.
nope, it was made by Nintendo.
I mean, it was still a knockoff. Like, you can both be right here.
Yeah, that's true. But it was like, I think they had like Wario World something
Yeah.
that I was playing on it. And I was like, this is a fun game. And then I would like go home and cry. My head was dying.
What the fuck?
Yeah, you guys didn't know that? Like it
Beaming
basically
a
was
laser
just like,
beam into your eye.
yeah, it's like straight up like beaming lasers into your fucking eyes the whole time you're playing this thing.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard that.
Yeah.
I never
That's
played one though.
fucked.
Yeah. Fuck Virtual Boy. But yeah, Tony Hawk, 10 out of 10. Not really. Like, I'd give it the solid 8.7 out of 10. Maybe a 9.
I give it a 9
Okay.
from what I
Okay.
played so far.
7. I only
Even-
played it for like an hour though.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, when I had a PlayStation, we didn't have a lot of money. So, like, we had like 2 games maybe, and they were not Tony Hawk. So, when I got that PSM with the Tony Hawk demo in it, I played the warehouse level forever.
Yeah.
I just played that demo for days.
I used to think demos were the shit.
Yeah, I mean, they were. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sad that they don't.
Oh, one of the things that I did like about what they did when this was announced was when they were like, yeah, there's going to be a pre-order, and if you pre-order it, you get the warehouse now. So it was like the demo. You could play the warehouse. Like if you pre-ordered, you just
fucking
got the
awesome.
warehouse. Yeah, that was fucking cool. I was like, they should have went all the way and like reprinted that PSM and mailed it to you
Oh,
with like a demo disc with like the new warehouse on it, because that would have been the fucking shit. But they didn't.
This is I think this game is a really good example of like what to do when you're remastering a game and bringing it back out, because there's been a few that I've played and just been like, I don't know. Ugh.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to talk about a little bit, was other games that have been remade or remastered. Like one that we've been playing a lot, or I have anyway, was Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
And it's different. It's not the same. Where like this is the same.
Right.
This is the same game, just it looks better and has more shit in it.
Yeah. And the functionality of it works similar but better.
Yeah. It's polished.
Yeah.
You know, a PlayStation couldn't do the things that, a PlayStation 4 and Xbox One can do, or a PC, because like
Right.
it's on PC as well, and like it's different in that it's better, but there's the standards of games have changed so much that I still don't think it's like a masterpiece because it's not in 1999 or 2000.
I haven't done the park creation yet, but we'll see.
I guess the publisher or the developer is not Neversoft because Neversoft isn't a thing anymore.
Right.
Vicarious Visions, I believe, or something like that. There's a few parks on there that they made with the park creator.
Oh, that's cool.
So, and then I think you can download other people's parks, and there's like
Yeah, probably.
high scores
See-
and shit on them. But apparently, that's already been hacked. So, like,
Good job, guys.
don't like judge yourself by those high scores. You'll feel real bad about yourself.
I think the first game, I think Underground was where they did the first park creation.
I don't remember because like I played 1 and 2, and then I might have played 3 at somebody's house, but I didn't really play it a lot.
Underground, you like start off in your bedroom and make your character, right? Is that the right? Am I thinking of the right game?
I think that's Skate.
No, I never played Skate.
I liked Skate a lot.
I didn't like Skate.
There was a Tony Hawk game where I think it was Underground. And like when the game started, you start the story and you're like in your bedroom getting ready for the day, and that's the character creator.
Oh,
I feel like that's where
yeah, I
the
don't know.
character customization started with Tony Hawk.
Hmm.
Maybe not. Maybe it was before that. I don't know. That was a long time ago.
You know what else was a long time ago? The 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
34 years old?
Me? Yeah.
No, the movie.
Oh.
Oh, I thought you were segueing.
I was.
Oh, okay.
That would have put it in the 80s, bro.
Yeah. It was a future movie?
24 years old.
It would have put it
96?
at 1986 if it were 34 years.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
I can math.
Let's try to get Big Smooth on the satellite again. Big Smooth, are you there?
Yeah, this is Big Smooth. I'm currently in Canada in search of Bigfoot.
Did you find anything?
Just a bunch of Bigfoot shit.
Oh, okay.
Wait. Like, things relating to Bigfoot or actual Bigfoot fecal matter?
From what I believe, it is either bear, moose, or Bigfoot.
Okay.
It has a lot of berries in it. I'm thinking Bigfoot. I think he's a vegan.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe so.
I believe most of the great apes are.
It's cold up here, and it smells like maple syrup. I've not found Letterkenny PPR. I looked.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Apparently, we're on a delay with Russell.
I'm just always on a delay.
So anyway, we're going to talk about this week's movie, which is The Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched it.
Yeah.
You found some electricity?
Yeah.
It was in French.
Le Bigowski Grand.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Wow. Fuck Quebec.
Yeah. Yeah, there's good fishing in Quebec, though.
Yeah. So The Big Lebowski is I'm gonna do the rundown. This is gonna be a fucking train wreck.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. So you meet the dude, and he's explained by a cowboy that you don't see until midway through the movie, played by Sam Elliott.
Stranger.
Yeah, the stranger. And he's lazy and shit, and doesn't have a job, and it's the 90s. Sometimes there's a man, like 4 times.
I lost my train of thought. Reagan.
Does that mean there's 4 men?
No,
or...
no. He just says it 4 times.
Wasn't Reagan the president?
No, it was Bush Senior.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because they show Bush Senior like right at that part, because he goes to pay for his half and half with a check for 69 cents.
Yeah, at Ralph's.
Yeah, and Bush is on the TV behind the checkout girl talking about
This aggression will not stand.
Yeah.
Funny how that
Kuwait.
plays back later.
Yeah. So he goes home, and then there's some guys waiting for him, and they piss on his rug, and
Fucking woo.
Lucifer shoves him in the toilet a bunch and asks him where the money is, Lebowski.
He believes it's at the bottom of the toilet bowl.
Yeah, he's like, let me look down there one more time.
It's in there somewhere. I'll find it.
Yeah. And they're obviously not fans of golf. And
If you could do this whole rundown of just Lebowski quotes.
Challenge.
fucking challenge failed. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that right now. So, god damn it.
You were at golf.
Yep. They're not fans of golf. They don't think this is the right guy. Isn't this dude supposed to be a millionaire? And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm the dude. I'm not, you know. So then you meet his friends, Walter and Donnie.
Jesus.
Man, that's not his friend.
I think it is. It's not Walter's friend, but I think the dude and Jesus get down.
He's a pederast.
8-year-olds, dude.
Oh. So they like to bowl. They are fucking bowlers.
Yeah.
And Walter's a Vietnam vet that won't fucking stop bringing it up. And Donnie doesn't listen until about halfway through the conversation. I know at least one other person like that.
What are you talking about, Shane?
You're out of your element.
Doug, what the fuck's Shane talking about?
Shut the fuck up, Nathan.
Listening.
God damn it, guys. So they're talking about the
We help him
Chinaman.
along, and
They're
yet
talking about the Chinaman pissing on his rug, and the Chinaman is not the preferred nomenclature. They prefer Asian American.
his name's
But
Woo.
this was not a guy that was, you know, building fucking railroad or anything. So,
His name's Woo.
his name is Woo. Oh my god. And then Walter comes up with a brilliant idea of going after the Lebowski that they were actually looking for, and they find out that there's another Jeff Lebowski.
Yeah, the big Lebowski.
Yeah,
the
big
big
one.
Lebowski. And this Lebowski is apparently, I say apparently, loaded, like rich as fuck. So he goes to find this guy, and he gets an appointment from what's the Capote. He gets an appointment with Capote, and
Brant.
yeah, Capote, and
But it was pronounced Chipotle.
no,
I like brown rice.
fuck you guys. And they're going over his achievements and stuff, and you know the dude is the dude. Do you think he could use another urban achiever? To which Capote laughs super fakely. And then he finally meets the Big Lebowski, and the Big Lebowski is basically like, why is it my fucking problem that this guy pissed on your rug? The bum's lost, you know, and basically tells the dude to go fuck himself, or El Duderino, if you're not into the whole brevity thing.
The duder.
Duder, yeah. So he's like, fuck this, I'm gonna leave. And God, I don't remember. I get lost in the middle of the movie, like the order of things.
So he
So is the movie.
wanted him to
Yeah.
replace the rug.
Yeah, he wanted him to replace. Oh yeah, so he wants him to replace the rug. So he just like walks out and he takes a rug. You know, he's like, Yeah, he said the old man said I could take whatever rug I want, and
Any rug in the house.
any rug in the house. And Capote gives him a rug, and some other random person is carrying it out. Servant, I'm assuming. And this is when he meets Bunny, a young Tara Reid. And she's like painting her toenails, and he's like, "Ooh, little hottie, what's up?" And he goes over there, and he's just like stroking his beard and looking at her like fucking the biggest lech ever. And she's like, "Oh, blow on him." He's like, "Excuse me? Blow on him? Your toes?" And she's like, "Yeah." And Capote interrupts, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this is Bunny." And he's like, "Oh, it's Mr. Lebowski's wife, blah blah blah." And she's like, "I'll suck your cock for $1,000." And he's like, "Oh," and they both laugh. And and then she's like, "Capote can't watch. He's got to pay $100 if he sticks around." And at which point he pulls, the dude along. He's like, "I'm going to find a cash machine. I'll be back."
Wrote her a check.
Yeah, right. He just wrote one for 69 cents. I'm sure he has $1,000.
He's not poor. He's thrifty.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's poor. So then he goes home.
That's just like your opinion, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's poor because he's not paying his rent. Goes home.
You're only on the 8th day. It's not the 10th yet.
Yeah. You know what? You finish it.
Okay. Let's see. You left off. The dude was trying to find a cash machine, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So he had his new rug. He put the rug down in the house. He was enjoying his rug. Then the rug got stolen because the dude got knocked out whilst he was laying on the rug listening to bowling sounds, because that's relaxing to a bowler, or a roller, if you will. Continuing along, he later gets a phone call from Brant from the Big Lebowski about a situation. So he goes to the Big Lebowski's house, in which the light of the Big Lebowski's life has been taken, and they left a ransom note for $1 million. They have Bunny. His life, or her life, is in his hands. They repeat that several times. The dude takes the bag of money, or no, the dude takes a cell phone and awaits for
Pager.
further instructions. Hey man, you had your opportunity, okay? Now the podcast is in my hands, if you will. So, furthering the story along here, a bunch of situations occur, and I'm going to screw up the timeline of this, but fuck it. All right, because that's how we answer things in the dude way. Fuck it. He goes and he gets his phone call that there's a drop-off for the money, and he talks to Walter about it, and he goes and picks up the money, and Walter's like, "Come get me," and he bumps him out of the driver's seat and gives him the ringer, and the dude's like, "What do we need a ringer for?" And he was like, because we're going to keep this money and give him the ringer, and then we're going to beat the shit out of the people that took her and get her back and have the money all in one. It's a genius plan by Walter. The ringer, full of his dirty undies, by the way, the whites, it's laundry day. He's also carrying a package which doesn't come into play until later. They're going to cross the bridge and the plan gets screwed up to where they're supposed to throw the money off the bridge, which that doesn't work for Walter because he can't capture one of them and beat the shit out of the guy. So when he jumps out of the car, after the bag's been thrown out, he grabs the package that's with him. Spoiler, it's a fucking gun, or an Uzi, if you will, that goes off, shoots out the tires of dude's car while dude's trying to slide over from the passenger seat to the driver's seat, and the car wrecks for the first time. Yeah. That plan did not work out at all. Now, they think they have the money.
Yeah.
And they go to the one place they go to in this movie a lot when shit gets difficult. They go to the fucking bowling alley. Whilst coming out of the bowling alley, the dude's car is stolen, which had the briefcase of money in the back. I'm at a loss, Shane. I'm trying to remember all the events and how they happen.
I think at this point, he goes home and he calls the cops. The cops show up, and one of them is suspicious of all the drug paraphernalia, while the other one is enraptured by him telling the stories about what's going on.
He never says anything.
No, he's just like, hey, look at this. Look
ashtray.
He's like, look at all this fucking, like, these roaches in this ashtray, and what's this bowling pin? Oh, it's a fucking bowl. And he's just like looking so pissed at the dude, and he's like squeezing the bowling pin the whole time they're talking. But he explains to the other guy that his car was stolen, blah, blah, blah. He asks him about it, and like there's anything important, and he eventually mentions the briefcase. Well, what's in the briefcase? Papers, business papers. Oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm unemployed. Okay, well, was there anything else? My rug. Your rug was in the car? No, that was a separate incident. Oh, there's two incidents. There's two things were stolen from you. At which point his phone rings, and it's Maud, which is the Big Lebowski's daughter.
And Julianne Moore.
And she's like, oh, I don't remember what it was. Mr. Lebowski, it's Maud Lebowski. I have your rug. Give me a call and I'll send a limo for you or something. And the one cop's like, oh, looks like that case is solved. Like, what a fucking dipshit.
Thin blue line.
Ugh. So he goes to see Maud. At which point she's painting from a harness naked. And he's like, what is, she's like, what do you think about the female form? He's like, I mean, is that what you're painting here? And she's like, well, I've been told that my work is very vaginal. Just vaginal. It's like, okay. And she's like, does that word bother you? The word vagina bothers some men. They can't even say it correctly. Vagina. And he's just like, okay. What about my rug? At which point she tells him that it was a gift from her to her mother, and it was not her father's to give. So he's not getting it back.
I have a question.
What?
What is his obsession with the fucking rug?
He just
Really tied the room
well, the
together.
original one tied the room together. The second one was pretty good. He was getting used to it.
Yeah. So I was listening to bowling pin sounds.
Yeah. So I think this is the point at which she tells him she'll give him 10% if he gets the money back. Is that now or is that later? I think that's now.
Yeah,
that's now.
He's got to get the money back.
Yeah, it's not the Big Lebowski's money to give. It was actually withdrawn from the Little Urban Achievers account. And he's like, oh, that's weird. So she wants him to get the money back or give her the money. And he's like, well, I don't have it. And, you know, the kidnappers have it. Or, well, no, this kid has it or something. He doesn't know about the kid yet, but.
Nihilists.
Yeah, the nihilists. They don't know about the nihilists yet either. So he's trying to figure out where the money is because he wants to give it back to her because then he'll get the 10%. And then she tells him to go see this doctor that she wants him to see because it was her goons that hit him when he was laying on the floor. Want to go see him about the jaw. He's very thorough. Yeah. So he goes back home again, and this is when the nihilists come. I believe that, yeah, this is when the nihilists show up. They break in, and they throw a marmot into his bath where he's smoking some weed and listening to whale sounds surrounded by candles.
Amphibious rodent.
Yeah, and he's like losing his shit because there's a marmot trying to eat his dick. And then at which point they tell him, they're like, get us the money, Lebowski, or
There's the money, Lebowski.
Cut out to Johnson.
Yeah, we'll cut off your dick. And then they leave after the tall one smashes a couple more things. Anyway, fast forward. Turns out that the Big Lebowski's broke because he never had any money of his own. It was all his wife's money. The daughter's trying to stop him from stealing from the foundations that they let him run. She wants to get pregnant, so she fucks the dude.
Yeah.
And that's why she was trying to send him to the doctor, because, I don't know, she liked his bone structure or something. She never says. She's just like, yeah, just go to the doctor.
Well,
and
he's
have
a
him checked out.
Lebowski. They have to keep the bloodline pure.
But he's not the same
Negative.
Lebowski.
She wanted somebody that didn't want to be a partner, and she realized that the dude's lifestyle fit exactly that.
Yeah, he did not want to be involved in the child's life at all. She wanted to raise it by herself. That was it. A kid stole his car, and they go to the kid's place to try and brace him, and Walter fucks it up because the kid just like sits there stone-faced in front of these two guys and is just like, what? Fuck you.
You see what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass?
Yeah, and
Larry.
they fucking destroy some other guy's Corvette because they thought that the kid had bought it with the money that was in the briefcase, only they find out later that there was no money in the briefcase. They threw a ringer for a ringer. They go see Jackie Treehorn because Bunny's a fucking porn star and
Log jamming.
Yeah, log jamming. And Uli, one of the nihilists, was in a band with Flea. Autobahn, and he's also a porn star. And fuck, Jesus Christ. So they go and see Jackie Treehorn, which is the bad guy from fucking Roadhouse. And he like drugs the dude and like sets him off. Yeah, he was.
Wow.
Sets him off running. Sets him off running down the street in the middle of Malibu, at which I can't remember anything else that guy was in. The prick police chief like calls him a fucking gold brickin' shithead bum or some stuff.
He throws a coffee
Throws
cup
at his face.
That fucking part kills me.
You also
I'm
forgot
sorry,
the
I
toe.
wasn't listening.
The what? Oh,
toe.
yeah. The toe, the other fucking Seamus that thinks that the dude is a Seamus, and then he's playing but he's just like stumbling through, just like everything is happening to him. He's not happening to it, you know? He does try one little bit of sleuthing, and all he gets is a shaded picture of a dude with a giant dick. That was like one of my favorite things. When Jackie Treehorn gets a fucking phone call and he like scribbles on a notepad and is like, "Excuse me for a minute," and he goes and like tries to do the shading thing, but it's just like a dude with a big dick. Like, what? He's so stoned and confused.
This movie's great.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing. Eventually, like, Bunny comes back because she was never actually kidnapped. She just like went to see her friends in Santa Monica and didn't tell anybody, and she wrecks the car into the Big Lebowski's fountain, and she's like throwing her clothes off as she runs out to the pool. And Walter, like, they accuse the Big Lebowski of running a scam and basically stealing $1 million, and he's like, "Who's gonna believe you over me?" At which point Walter dumps him out of his wheelchair because he thinks he's lying about being a paraplegic.
That might be my favorite part of the movie.
At which point he's like laying on his face, not moving and crying, like whimpering, and they're all like,
Strong men also cry.
"Oh shit. Maybe he is paralyzed." Walter, help me get him back in the chair. "Okay, dude." And then they go bowling, and like fucking the dude is so pissed about everything, and then they go outside and his car's on fire, and the nihilists are like, "Where's the money, Lebowski?" And they're like, "There never was any fucking money." At which point they get in a fight with the nihilists, and then Donnie just fucking has a heart attack, which he was like showing signs of it when they were bowling earlier, but it's just
storytelling.
kind of random. At which point they beat the nihilists up and they run off, and Donnie dies, and then they don't want to pay $180 for an urn to just spread his ashes, so they go to Ralph's and get a can of Folgers and take him to a bluff, and Walter says some shit about Nam, which Donnie was not in Nam because Walter's a fucking asshole, and then he pours his ashes out and gets them all over fucking the dude. because that's like the whole movie is just shit getting blown in the wind at the dude's face.
It's a metaphor.
Yeah. And then, he gets pissed again, and then they hug because Walter's actually pathetic. He just like hides it behind blustering anger. And he's like, I'm sorry, dude. And please hug me. So then he hugs him. And then they go back to bowling, at which point they meet the stranger for the second time. Well, the dude does. The dude is the only one that ever sees the stranger except for the bartender. And they talk about it, and then the stranger gives you the outro because he's the narrator. The end.
He's God.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit after we watched it. Me and Russell watched it last night, and he found a thing about the Bible of Lebowski, and it's basically talking about the dude being like, I don't want to step on your toes. You kind of found it. You want to talk about it?
So that was interesting. Basically, it proposes that the Big Lebowski takes place in an alternate universe where Jesus fell to save humanity and continued to roam the earth as a lazy bum, as the dude for the rest of eternity. And it basically goes on to say that the stranger is God checking in on him, and some of a couple of the lines that the stranger says like kind of goes toward that. I might have to look it back up.
Mostly his omnipotence about like what's going on in the story without having ever talked to the dude, and also the all of us sinners line. Well, I don't remember what exactly it was. It's good to think about him being down here, taking it easy for all of us sinners or something.
Yeah.
Somebody got real high and looked way too deep in this movie.
Oh, I mean, like right after me and Russell watched it, we were like talking about the stranger being like God or Lucifer or an angel or something, like somebody that was omnipotent. I was looking too far into the dialogue because he says about that he'd never been to London or France. And I was like, well, he's not omnipresent, so I don't think he's God, because God would have been there at some point. But, I mean, it could have just been he was doing the joke. So, it could have been God, or like they were talking about, it's an alternate universe, so maybe he's not omnipresent, but omnipotent.
So the primary thing that this talks about is it compares the Word of God to the way language is interpreted throughout the movie, because none of the characters ever understand each other, and they're constantly misusing lines, and even the dude himself consistently throughout the movie misuses lines he just heard in previous scenes. And so this and I can put this in the show notes. It's a pretty interesting read for the movie. It's just basically one guy, he like put it on WordPress 8 years ago, and it's just like his it's called The Bible Lebowski: Biblical Themes and Tropes in the Big Lebowski. And I thought it was a pretty interesting read.
And who wrote that?
His name is One Fell Swooper. Didn't use his actual name. Yes.
Internet usernames.
Never cease to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his actual name is not listed in this. But it kind of goes on to talk more about like the the dude is Christ's figure of the film, but not in a conventional manner. Visually, he resembles the popular image of Jesus, long-haired, bearded, in long flowing robes, wearing sandals, and generally hippie-like. But the dude is a Christ figure in a world where he failed in his attempt to save humanity, had not been crucified, and went on to drift through life without direction or purpose. And then from there, it just goes into this, like...
lots of detail.
Yeah. So it also highlights that the phrase, "what the fuck," occurs a total of 23 times throughout the movie.
One of my favorite expressions.
Yeah, I
Pretty
feel
good.
like we beat that record in at least one episode.
Maybe. But I don't know. This is one of my favorite movies. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the top 10 along with the other 49.
Yeah, I've always really liked this movie. I don't think I would list it as one of my favorites, but it is, I think, genuinely just a really good movie, and it was so different from a lot of other stuff that came out around the time that, like, the Coen brothers kind of developed their own style, and I think this, like, they did what, like 4 or 5 movies before this one.
Yeah, I don't know. There were
and
a couple at least.
Yeah, I think this is like a definitive movie for them.
3.
3.
It's the third one.
You think this is the third one?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Fargo
then-
was after this? Yeah.
Oh, was Fargo after
Oh,
this?
I guess
this
I
was
can-
in '98.
I have a mic too.
Yeah.
I thought this was 96.
I thought it was 96. It's 98. I thought Fargo was 94.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah, because that's more removed from the early 90s that way. Makes more sense.
Yeah, this is the 5th of their actual like big movies.
Okay. And this
Raising
was-
Arizona was the first,
Yeah.
and then I always forget about Miller's Crossing, and then Barton Fink,
Barton
Hudsucker
Fink.
Proxy, Fargo, and then this.
Okay.
I've never watched Hudsucker Proxy. I've seen
It's
most
really
of their
good.
movies.
It's really, really good. It's Tim Robbins.
Yeah.
Was Oh Brother, Where Art Thou after this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so like we're like the middle of their career is pretty definitive, and a lot of people know those movies. I mean, Fargo's pretty common too, but some of the other ones that you named, I don't feel like are fairly mainstream.
Barton Fink's amazing too. I mean, if we're just talking about early Coen brothers, that's probably the best. I mean, Hudsucker Proxy is really good, but I think Barton Fink is like probably their best pre-Fargo movie.
Yeah.
I like Oh Brother.
You didn't like this movie, did you?
Not really. I felt like it was boring. I fell asleep a couple times, 3 times maybe.
I don't get it.
I mean, I get that. It is a slow burn.
All of them are though. I mean, that's like sort of their
Yeah.
signature style.
See, I feel like Oh
And
Brother stands out because it's not like it's.
See, that's the one I don't like.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
A slow burn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In the
this is-
first 5 minutes of this movie, he's got someone grabbing him by the head and shoving him in a toilet.
Yeah.
What
I
is your
disagree that
definition of
this
a
is
slow burn?
I kind of agree. Like, yeah, it has like an action opening, but then like it takes its time getting to the plot of the movie,
Yeah, but
which
it's
I'm
not,
fine with because it's entertaining the whole way there. It's
Yeah,
not like
It's not
last
like
week's movie.
it's not like other. Okay, like the plot takes a while to unfold, but it's not necessarily about the plot. It's about
Characters.
yeah, the characters experiencing it, mostly the dude.
Did you just say that the movie's not about the plot?
Yes, I did. That's
Which,
not
like-
the point. Like the plot is more of a back. It's more
It's
of
character driven, but every movie is about the plot. Like that's what the plot is.
Yeah.
yeah, but
it's-
I don't think this movie is. It's the idea of the movie. If it's not the biblical shit, it is dropping a stoner and his weird friends into a kitschy neo noir.
Yeah, it's like it's about life happening. Like life happens whether you want it to or not. Like
yeah.
Yeah. So it's not about the plot, even though there is a plot. The plot is the background for the characters.
but like by definition of the word plot,
Yeah,
it
sure.
has to be about the plot because that's what the word means.
yeah, but it's not.
I feel like none of it mattered though.
Yeah,
but
I
none
mean-
of it matters in any movie. Like it's fiction.
And I really didn't like Walter at all.
You're not supposed to like Walter.
I hated him.
You're
I
supposed
was like, why
to
are you
hate
so
Walter.
stupid
He's
the
a
whole
shitty
time?
person.
He just kept
Yeah.
doing dumb shit.
Yeah, I also hate Walter. But no, what I mean by is it's a slow burn. I mean, it's slow. Like it introduces you to something, and then gives you time to think about it before giving you another thing to think about.
So that's a mystery.
It is a mystery.
Are all mysteries slow burns?
Done correctly, I
yeah,
feel like.
I mean, done correctly, I would say that most of them are.
Don't make me keep agreeing with Russell, please.
A slow burn. I mean, that's what we watched last week. To
Yeah.
me, that's a slow burn.
But the same thing in that
because
movie too.
all it did was slowly take time away from my life.
Well, I
Wait,
mean,
what
that's
did we
just-
watch last week?
It
It
follows.
follows.
Oh,
Like something happens in the very beginning of that movie, and you're like, "Oh yeah," and then nothing happens.
I wish I could. So
I thought you said you were too hard on it.
he's like.
I feel like I'm being a lot nicer this week than I was.
Well, because you liked this movie.
No, I mean I feel like I'm being nicer about It Follows right now.
Oh, okay. I don't think it's a slow burn, Nathan. Like, I agree with you. Like,
I
Okay.
don't know why he's upset.
I'm not
It puts
upset,
it in
I'm
the
just
same
like-
category as Blade Runner.
Because Blade Runner was absolute dog shit.
It works both ways.
No, it doesn't.
Uh,
One movie was entertaining, and one movie was
No.
just like a waste of fucking time.
I mean, it works both ways. As in, like, you guys bring up Blade Runner being dog shit to annoy me. I bring it up being good to annoy you. You know, we move on. But,
Okay.
no, I mean, this movie, it, like, every scene introduces you to a new thought process from one of the characters, if not multiple characters, and then gives you time to digest that through a small series of shots, like when they're bowling, some of the stuff that they talk about, and then it's like a minute of them bowling or whatever,
yeah.
and then like so it is it's a long draw. I mean, do you prefer that over slow burn?
I don't know. Every movie's a slow burn at this point, I think.
I also don't care for bowling at all, so that might be a big part of why I was falling asleep.
Yeah,
Dude,
bowling
you're gonna
sucks.
hate this game.
Well, I can't wait to pick a movie.
Kingpin.
Every fucking bowling movie I can think of.
There's really just the two, right?
There's
I thought
probably
there was another one.
No.
All right. I'm going to give this like a 9.5.
I'll give it a solid 9.
Barry.
5.
Ugh.
No, 5. It was 1 through 5. He picked 5. Good job.
Yeah, he was using the wood scale, which
Yeah.
goes to 4, and he gave it a 5.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was
gave it
very.
an 11.
I mean, I understand someone not liking this movie, I guess, like, because I don't know, it's very particular. The style is
This is one of my favorite movies. I've probably seen it triple-digit times. Like, there was probably like a couple years of my life where I would watch this movie, if not every day, every other day.
Wow.
So, like, I can't really like rate it because it's too much ingrained to like who I am as a person, I think.
Yeah.
So I feel like Barry's just been insulting me this entire time.
Yeah.
So I know how you feel now, Russell. And
sometimes,
I apologize
specifically Blade
to
Runner.
Barry for making me feel like Russell. So that's my rating.
Maybe it's one of those movies I gotta watch again.
Yeah, it doesn't really get
Hold
good
on.
till like the fourth or fifth time.
Didn't you have issues streaming it?
Oh yeah, that too. Like it was. I had so many issues. Amazon reached out to me and was like, "Hey, we're sorry. Here's your money back."
Which
That probably
Amazon
didn't
was
help.
nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So
think that's the first time.
I nominate to have Barry's rating stricken from the podcast.
That's fine. Mark at 0.
Mark it 0.
Just go ahead and mark it 8.
No. Mark it 0. It was over the line.
Uh,
This is one of my favorite movies. I like how Doug said it, but not as many words. I'll give it a number. 9.8.
okay.
It rates very highly on me. It's quotable in so many ways. Like, I've literally looked at rugs that have the dude on them
Mm-hmm.
that I want to put in my room because it really will tie the room together.
Yes.
Like, I fucking love this movie. And I watched it at 14 when I wasn't supposed to, obviously, because this fucker's rated R.
Yeah.
And I fucking love this movie. It was hilarious. I love this fucking movie.
I mean, there's tits. I mean, I'm pretty sure I could tell on your 70-inch TV.
65.
65.
Thank you for thinking 70.
I'm pretty sure I could tell on
It's
your
a wrestler
65.
70.
Yeah, your 65-inch TV that Julianne Moore was bald at the time of the filming of this movie.
We talking about shed hair.
Fuck.
It was red.
Downstairs.
Whew. All right.
Uh,
What
There's
was
a 5
next?
o'clock shadow. Or a 6 o'clock
but
shadow.
but yeah, probably not. Shouldn't watch it at 14.
yeah.
Yeah. Doug, I heard you have a game.
Yes, I am contractually obligated to come up with a game for every episode.
Yeah, I mean, I signed one of those contracts, but I don't actually do it.
Well, some of us care about our jobs. Okay, guys. We're going to play a game called Who's the Dude? Guys, everybody, Barry included, identifies as the dude. I'm curious as to which of the four of you is the dudest dude of them all. So, over the course of 4 rounds, we're going to examine a piece of the dude's pacifistic puzzle. Find out which of you is the dudest dude.
Oh, God.
Are we ready?
Fuck yeah.
Round 1. Bowling, man. Barry. Japan is home to the largest bowling alley in the world, called the Inazawa Grand Bowling Center. How many lanes does it have?
42.
No, 116.
Damn.
You're not very dude-like. Shane. Who was the first bowler to gain a $1 billion sponsorship?
One what?
$1 million
I thought you said
sponsorship.
billion. I was like, holy shit! What?
Bowling's kind of a big deal.
I don't know bowler names.
Don
Bowler
Carter.
names. Don Carter.
Yeah, obviously. The Don Carter. Who else would it have been? Russell.
Yep.
How long is a standard lane length?
$36
Do you want to try that again, dude? That's
24 feet.
No, 79 feet. You
Oh,
sir,
really?
are obviously not a golfer.
Huh.
Nathan.
Yeah.
Hannah Diem is currently the youngest bowler to ever have bowled a 300 game, which is a perfect game. How old was she when she did that?
9 years, 6 months, and 19 days.
That is correct. 9 years, 6 months, and 19 days. Very dude-like of you.
I'm super into bowling.
This feels rigged already.
Round 2.
bullshit.
Round 2. Careful, man. There's a beverage here. I'm going to give you an ingredient list, and you're going to tell me what drink I'm making.
Oh God.
Over the course of the film, Jeffrey Lebowski makes 11 White Russians.
Yeah.
He drinks none White Russians. And I dropped my cellular telephone. Okay, here we go. Barry! You can put together this super simple drink by combining a ratio of 1.5 ounces of tequila with a 1/2 ounce of fresh lime juice, then top that mixture with a little grapefruit soda. It's typically garnished with a lime.
Tequila sunrises with orange juice, isn't it?
That is correct.
No, I have no idea.
It is a Paloma. Shane?
Mm-hmm.
You can create a lot of buzz with this hip cocktail by combining 2 ounces of gin with 3/4 ounces of fresh lemon juice, and a 1/2 ounce of honey syrup.
Bee sting.
Very close. I want to give it to you, but in the spirit of the game, I need you to be exact. It's the bee's knees.
Ah, boo.
Russell.
Yep.
A personal favorite of mine is 2 ounces of brandy, 1 ounce of Cointreau, 3/4 ounce of lemon juice, and it's served in a cocktail glass with a sugar rim.
Well, I have no clue.
It is a sidecar. So far, you three are not being very dude-like. Nathan?
Yeah.
Too many of these, and it might be mayhem for your brunch plans. What would you get with 2.5 ounces of champagne combined with 2.5 ounces of orange juice?
That's a mimosa.
That is a mimosa. Very dude-like of you, sir. Fuck you guys.
So would you stop being a poor sport, dude?
Round 3. Fuck off.
You
Round
need to
3
mellow out.
is not the fucking Eagles, man. The dude was able to tell an Eagles song by just a few notes. I'm going to give you guys some Eagles song lyrics. You're going to tell me the song.
No, I'm not.
Barry? Her mind was Tiffany twisted. She got the Mercedes Benz. She's got a lot of pretty, pretty boys. She calls friends. If you help, I will smack your fucking face.
I'd like to steal.
How they dance in the courtyard. See, sweet summer sweat. Some dance to remember, some dance to forget.
I don't know a single Eagle song.
Dude, you have to know this song. Like, it's the one song that everyone knows.
Yeah.
Except me.
Fuck. Shay, would you like to
Hotel
steal?
California.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's not very dude-like, so I can't give you points.
I know I'm losing this game because it's obviously rigged. It's fine.
In what way is it obviously rigged?
Mimosas, seriously? Come on now.
It's a pretty... All of these are very simple cocktails. I don't like you disputing my rules. Shane, here's your song. Well, I'm a-standing in the corner in Winslow, Arizona. Such a fine sight to see. It's a girl, my lord, in a flatbed Ford, slowing down to take a look at me.
Hold on, I gotta get to the chorus.
It's literally like the next line.
What? Really?
Yeah, man. It's totally the next line.
Say it again.
Well, I'm a-standing in a corner in Winslow, Arizona. Such a fine sight to see. It's a girl, my lord, in a flatbed Ford, slowing down to take a look at me. Come on, baby.
Don't say maybe.
Don't say maybe. You gotta know if your sweet love is gonna save me.
You said it was the next line. I don't remember what the title is.
Nathan, do you know?
Is it Taking It Easy?
It is. It is Take It Easy.
Take it easy.
Very dude-like of you, Nathan.
Wow.
Russell.
That's what I do.
Mhm.
He had a nasty reputation as a cruel dude. They said he was ruthless. They said he was crude. They had one thing in common. They were good
Life
in
in the
bed.
fast lane.
That is life in the fast lane. 2 dude points. Nathan, yours.
Yeah.
Desperado, why don't you come to your senses?
Fuck off!
Come down from your fences. Open the gate. It may be raining, but there's a rainbow above you. You better let somebody love you. Let somebody love you. You better let somebody love you before it's too late.
Can I hear the first line, please?
Oh, sorry. Desperado, why don't you come to your senses?
Man, it sounds familiar. Is it Desperado?
It is Desperado. You
So
are
the
betting
one that you
1,000.
guys are obviously cheating on, you should like purposefully dump that one so that it doesn't seem like you're cheating.
How are we cheating?
First off, I love bowling. Second off, I enjoy a nice mimosa every now and then. I mean,
I
don't
could have answered
understand.
that question before you gave the ingredients.
How could you have answered that
Yeah.
question before I gave the ingredients?
By the introduction
knew
of the question and knowing
all of your questions described the drinks.
yeah.
So don't think I cheated for him. I gave all of you equal hints.
No.
Round 4. Obviously, you're not a golfer.
True.
The dude has a very specific life philosophy. I'm going to give you a situation, and I need you to give me advice about it as if you were the dude. Barry, it's my parents' 50th wedding anniversary next week, and I want to send them on a cruise, and my sister wants to take them to France. How do we compromise?
I feel like I'm supposed to say something like "fuck it, man" or some shit like that.
All right, that's a very dude answer. I'm going to give you 3 dude points for that. Shane, I feel like my work performance is outstanding, and I put in extra hours every week. My supervisor told me I have a review coming up next week, and I probably won't be getting a raise. What should I do to convince her otherwise?
Fuck it, man.
I mean, it's my livelihood. I should probably like try to get a raise, right?
Nah, fuck it.
That's really not good advice. Russell,
Yeah.
I was able to get a date with a nice single mother next week, but I completely forgot that I agreed to beers with a guy from the gym the same night. And on top of that, the throuple that I sometimes tag into when I want to try new tandem moves is begging me to play Twister. What do I do?
Just stay calm, man. Stay home. Don't do any of it.
Did you watch the movie?
Yeah, he says just stay calm like 100 times in the movie.
Nathan?
Yeah.
So last month, I accidentally hit and killed the judge's dog with my car in his kitchen. I have a court date next week and found out that he's my judge. To make matters worse, yesterday I sat on my lawyer's parakeet and crushed it. I'm in a real legal pickle here. What should I do?
Fuck it.
The parakeet?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't feel like any of you guys really gave me dude-like advice other than Barry.
Yep. There's no dude-like advice for that one.
No, there's no dude-like advice for any
Call
of us.
Walter.
No,
All right.
I don't think you should ever call Walter.
He's
Guys,
a friend.
with a final score of 5 dude points for Nathan, 3 dude points for Barry, 2 dude points for Russell, and Shane, of course, is our loser. It's obvious to me that, and everyone really, Nathan is the dudest dude at the table.
Dude.
Didn't you dress up as Thor?
Yeah.
He dressed
Yeah,
up
I was
as-
the dude at Halloween.
Okay.
I thought you guys were doing this like mirror thing.
It sort of was.
Yeah, I was Thor when he was going through his Big Lebowski phase.
And you were Big Lebowski when he was going through his Thor face.
No.
The
I
little
think
Lebowski.
I feel like the dude is probably worthy.
Maybe.
Depends on how old Tara Reid was.
She was at least 18. They were married.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She did
Yeah, a
pornography
lot of
films.
She could have lied.
I feel like you're making this movie kind of gross.
You're welcome.
Wow.
All right, killed that conversation.
Good job.
That's what I do.
So we planned on doing a memoriam for an actor that passed away, and we're going to do that next week along with a movie that I'm going to choose to go along with that. So for Chadwick, I'm going to pick 42.
Okay.
It's the story of Jackie Robinson. It's a solid flick. Like, it's one of my favorite movies that he's done. So, does that work?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know you were picking a Chadwick movie. That's
I
even
wasn't
better.
until you said that, and then I just went ahead and went with it, so it played better into the podcast.
Fuck yeah.
I was
That's
actually
what
going
I
to
wished
pick
we would have
something
done
way
this week,
different.
What
but
were you
I
gonna
like
pick?
that.
Save it for next time.
Oh.
All right, Shane, it's your episode. Give us a wrap up.
Thanks for listening. This has been Advanced DQP 2nd Edition.
That was like a real shitty wrap up.
I don't know what you want me to say. It's a wrap up.
Well, it's a good wrap up as long as no one gets pregnant. Well, it's not going to be good the second time, and I've told plenty of women that.
I've been told that.